Hello there, everyone. Sorry for the long delay, but today what I'm going to be going over is the manual exercise. So I've had quite a few people join in my backsword and bayonet class after our latest bout of beginner classes, which is excellent. And a big part of that is learning the manual exercise. So what is the manual exercise? It is a simple exercise that you can do by yourself, which goes through all of the cuts and all of the guards mostly. This comes from Henry Angelo, of esteemed fame, kind of the guy that wrote the book for the British style of sword usage for about 100 years. And I've seen a couple different interpretations, and my own interpretation of it has changed over the years, so I think it would be safer to refer to this as a modified manual, though the whole system is really kind of designed to be modified by its practitioners, at least the way I interpret it. So, what this will do, and the reason I modified it this way is because that way it goes through more of the cuts as opposed to just a couple going toward the flank. It incorporates the 3 and 4. So, as a quick review, let's go over what it's going to cover, and let's go over the 8, 7 cut directions. So, the cut directions are as follows. 7 comes right, straight down the middle. 1 is descending from your right. 2 descending from your left. 3 ascending from your right. 4 ascending from your left. 5 coming across from your right. 6 coming across from your left. As we talked about 7 coming from above, you also have 8, which you would usually deliver with the false edge. You could also deliver it with the true edge if you wish, I suppose. Now, an easy way to remember that, by the way, is just to think that most, excluding the 7 cut, most of the even numbers are going to be on your left side. Most of the odd numbers are going to be on your right side. So, a 1, 3, 1, 3, and 5, all on your right. 2, 6, and 4, all on your left. So, that's all of the cuts. There is also all of the guards, of which we have 4 engaging guards, and then, 4 parries. So, we have a hanging guard, an engaging guard. We have St. George, which we shift back for, which is the parry version. We have the outside guard, which if we shift back remains the outside guard. We have the inside guard, which once again we can shift back on. We have the medium guard, which we don't really go over, but you transition through it for all of your cuts, so it's always kind of there. We have the outside half hanger, which protects your ribs on this side. The inside half hanger, which protects your belly and all those important bits. And then we have the half circle guard, which actually guards your wrist / your head. It depends upon the exact play. But you'll once again transition through the half circle guard quite a lot. So, that's what we're going through. Now let's look at the exercise itself. So, you start off in slope, as you always do, and you move into the hanging guard. You will first execute a 7 cut with a lunge, small lunge, and then recover back into St. George. You will then execute a 1 cut, which descends from your right, and recover back into the outside guard. You'll then execute a 2 cut, coming from your left, and recover to the inside guard. Next, launch a 3 cut, coming from your right, and pop into the outside half hanger. 4 cut, then pop into the inside half hanger. Now for this next part, we're actually going to execute a 6 cut, and we're going to go across both legs is what I'm kind of targeting here. Swing through and straight into St. George. And from here, we're going to execute another 4 cut / an 8 cut, which is going to go pop into the jaw. Pop back into the half circle guard, and done. Now, a couple reasons that I do those particular cuts is 1, I like the variation of them. 2, I like incorporating those cuts from below because they're super useful and I don't think they're done a whole lot. Most people just kind of end up either cutting from above or occasionally they'll throw those middle cuts in. Another reason I like doing it that way is that especially this little cheeky guy, pop, that guy is super useful for popping underneath someone's hanging guard. If you're in matched hanging guards, I just pop that straight to the chin. Very, very useful. You can actually add in a last cut if you wish, which occasionally I will do. In general, though, it's more of just sort of a bonus cut, which is after I've done my pop to the chin and I come back in the half circle, I can unwind with another six cut, which goes across the eyes, and then I can pop back into St. George. So that's always quite a bit of fun. But to show it one more time all the way through, like so. Up here in the slope, 7, St. George. 1, outside. 2, inside. 3, outside half hanger. 4, inside half hanger. Double shot to the legs, St. George. Cheeky pop to the chin. Half circle guard. And then if you wish, that 6 cut that decapitates. And slow. So that's my version of the manual exercise. I hope it is of use for some of you, and those of you that are taking my classes, learn it. Otherwise, we'll talk about some more sword stuff another time.